Welcome to the Totally Honest Kitchen. I'm Mark. Today we're going back to basics and we're making a salad. I understand that some of you are going to be like, oh, a salad, I know how to make a salad. Then this video probably is not for you. But I do like, in the summertime, to make myself what I think of as the meal buster salad. Now, I've been accused by some of not making a salad. I've been accused of some by making something that is only in the salad family or adjacent to salad because I like to put a lot of chicken on my salad. So we're going to start with boneless chicken thighs and we're going to start cutting them down. You could leave them whole if you want, if you like a lot of chicken on your salad. Now, obviously, we're not using an entire pack of chicken on one salad. That would be insane. But when I do this, I like to plan out to make salads for a week. Sometimes I like to cook it all up and freeze it. This way, we're ready for contingency plans for those weeks when we don't really want to do anything. Sometimes the cooking comes easy and sometimes the cooking just feels like a chore, right? I like cooking. I use it as a stress reliever. But some weeks, even to me, cooking feels like, oh, that's one more thing to do. So, prep work ahead of time helps us with that. A short time later and we're done. We've got the chicken all cut up. Now we're going to take it, we're going to put it in the gallon Ziploc bag. And once all that chicken's in the bag, we're going to take this Italian dressing, get that cap off there, and we're going to pour it all over our chicken. You know about that, right? This is the oldest trick in the book. You take chicken, you marinate it in Italian dressing, it tastes like Italian dressing, it's delicious, right? Now, you could use this with whole pieces of chicken, you could roast them up, you could saute them up, and they would taste a treat because Italian dressing is delicious. We're going to marinate this for either 2 to 3 hours or overnight, and we're going to come back and put it on our salad. It's going to be delicious once we've cooked it, right? So I will see you tomorrow. I'm back and I've got my salad prepared. Well, I've got my greens prepared. Today we are using spinach and I've got it nice and dry here. We're just gonna go ahead and cut up our salad materials, starting with our spinach. And again, we're not going crazy with it. We're just making it a little bit more bite-sized, right? Don't shred it. Now, some people might say to me, Mark, why would you do a salad episode? Everybody knows how to make a damn salad, right? Now, here's the thing. When you go to a restaurant, a salad tastes so much better than it does at home. And some of that, yeah, is that thing where, well, if somebody makes you a sandwich, it's always better when somebody else does it. And yeah, okay, I can see that. But a lot of people underestimate the work that goes into a salad at a restaurant, right? We've got basic components, yeah, but they're also probably using more salt and more fat than you are. And most of us are not making salads that are actually meal worthy. So, as someone who has often been accused of not making salads that are salads, of making salads that are these weird kind of meal things, I'm taking it upon myself to correct this notion that a salad has to be boring or plain. So we're gonna start. I've salted my greens. My cast iron is heating up over here. We're not using all this chicken for our salad today. Usually I make my salads based on how many people are eating them. And if it's just me or me and one other person, I usually will moderate it down to the appropriate size. But if I'm making the chicken, I'm gonna make all of the chicken at once because I'll have enough for meals for a week if I do it that way. So we're just cooking the chicken now. And we're just throwing it on the cast iron, let it bubble up, let it do its thing. And I'm gonna cook all that and save it. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna start prepping my vegetables. Now in some cases, I have vegetables from other things that I'm just gonna continue to use. In other cases, I'm bringing in salad specific vegetables. That's fine. I'm not gonna show you everything being cut up because I know you don't want to watch that. But remember, if you're making a salad a meal and you're trying to actually make people want to enjoy the salad, we're gonna get crazy with it, right? We're gonna add some chicken. We're gonna, if you're not into chicken, if you're one of those veg heads that's out there, I know that's popular, you're vegan, I can't really, well, if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can get some tofu or some big mushrooms. You can marinate those just like I marinated this chicken. They'll be delicious. Eggplant also cooks up a treat for a salad. You can get it crispy. Today I'm adding Kalamata olives, red peppers, green peppers. I got a tomato. I got a cucumber. And they're not on my prep table yet, but I got cheese, I got toasted sesame seeds, and I've got an onion that I will be dicing up. Today's batch, we're probably only going to use half of everything, and then we'll use the rest for lunches tomorrow or the next day. If you're using raw onion, remember the rule about raw onion. If you're cooking with raw onion, after you've cut it, you are going to want to rinse it, not because it's unsanitary, but just because when you cut onion, you get that sulfur that releases that makes the onion taste bitter. And that's great when you're cooking because some of that cooks out and sweetens up, but when you're making a raw salad or a salsa or something like that, that onion can overpower the dish. So we're rinsing it off. And as you finish cutting stuff up, you can just add it right to your salad bowl. We can rearrange her at the end if we need to. Add my green pepper. All of this stuff is to taste. Cut it the size you want it, cut it the way you want it. Usually for green peppers, I go for ribbons cut in half. But you do it how you want. Chef's choice. And the good thing about salad is that if I decide that when I'm finished cutting all this stuff in half and adding stuff in, that it's not enough, I can go back and cut more. We're on to our good friend the tomato. I like to just make these into wedges. And sometimes you end up with a piece that's not quite a wedge, and that's okay too. On to the cucumber. I'm going to take the small half of the cucumber. You can peel these, you can half them, you can cut them down however you want. I like the old-fashioned rings, nice and thin if you can get them. Now if you're feeling particularly lazy, you can bust out a mandolin slicer and do this really quick. Our friend the jalapeno, I like to cut him in half and do half moon ringlets, and they're small enough that I'm just going to use the whole thing. Make sure you pull your chicken off when your chicken gets finished. we're going to add in some chopped Kalamata olives. These add in a salt factor and a brine factor. They're just really great all around. I love them. And obviously, if different vegetables are in season where you are, you can get those. If you prefer different vegetables, you can get those. It doesn't matter. The point of the meal buster salad is to take things that you like our good friend Remy the Rat from Ratatouille, combine them. So you take the meat you like, or the protein you like if you don't like meat. Take the vegetables you like that fit with that meat or protein and each other, and just combine them until you get something you like. Now, if you get to the end and you find that you don't have as much color as you want because you let too much liquid get in with the chicken, you can just put it back in, turn the heat up to high, and cook it till it has the desired amount of color. Once you feel ready to start tossing, you can just get in there and toss her around a little bit. Doesn't have to be too crazy. If again you find out that you don't have the amount of toppings you thought you had, you can just go ahead and slice up some more, throw them in there. You could also do this with a set of tongs, but if you were the one that cut it all up, you touched it anyway, you might as well just not dirty the tool. The only time I'd use the tongs if I was just serving it for home is probably if I'd already put the dressing in. I'm not going to put the dressing in right now because different people at the table have different preferences. Okay, so this has achieved the desired amount of caramelization on the one side. So you're getting a brown color in some of this. And that's beautiful. Okay, so now we're in our staging area. Base with our greens. Now, if you're cooking for multiple people or a family, you're going to want to use way more than I used. Probably a whole one of each thing, not these little half portions. I do it this way because if I do it all at once, it gets soggy by the time I get to it. And you want to make sure you plate it so that things are sticking out. If you're going to be Instagramming, you might want to rearrange it so it's a little prettier. Then we're gonna take our chicken, make sure you get enough, and then we're gonna take some toasted sesame seeds. These add, ooh, that was a little more than I intended there on that one section, but that's fine. These add a little crunch. I just like to keep them around. We're gonna add some cheese. One of the best things to keep around if you cook regularly and use cheese and like cheese is what I call the never-ending cheese bowl. Every time the cheese bowl starts getting empty, I grate more cheese. And there's no fillers, so that will melt on top of the chicken. And then we'll add a little dressing on the top. I'm not a big dressing guy, so I'll just go with a swirl. One little swirl around the way. And also the chicken is coated in the dressing anyway. Anyhow, here's our salad. And it's a very beautiful salad. Anyway, you know what time it is. Like, subscribe, click the little bell, maybe share it with a friend. Maybe comment about how ridiculous it is to do an episode about salad. See you next time.